All right, so lesson 10. So today we're going to be talking about slash chords. So the more that you play songs on chord charts or number charts, the more you're going to come across these chords that are called slash chords. And basically what it is, it's very simple if you think about it. So if you take a C chord, if a song's in the key of C, this would be your one chord, and then your left hand is going to play a C bass. So a C chord with a C bass. If you go to an F chord, your right hand plays an F chord, your left hand plays an F bass. If you go to a G chord, your left hand plays a G bass. So playing regular chords, your left hand or your bass note is always going to be following the chord that you're playing. A slash chord is going to be where your right hand plays a chord and then your left hand is going to play the bass note that is something different than the chord that you're playing. So an example of that, there's actually two very common slash chords that you'll see. It's a 1/3 or a 5/7. And so if you're in the key of C, where this is your one chord, so if it's a 1/3, then your left hand won't play the one note, which is C, it'll play the three note. So again, you count the major scale, so 1, 2, 3, and then that's the bass note that you're playing. So it's a C chord over an E bass, or a 1/3 if you're using the number system. And same thing, a 5/7. So you look at your 5 chord. So again, you're in the key of C. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your right hand's going to play a G. And then a 7 for your left hand. You count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So then your left hand will play a B bass. So it'd be a G over B or a 5/7. So 1/3, 5/7. Again, that's just in the key of C. Say you're in the key of G and you want to play a 1/3. So G is your one chord, and you count 1, 2, 3 on your left hand. So now it's G over B. So that's your 1/3. And then a 5/7. Again, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a D chord. A 7 bass. Again, you count 7 on the G scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's a F sharp or G flat. So it'd be a D over F sharp. And so that's the idea behind slash chords. You see them all the time in music, so it's a really good way to learn them. Now, another thing too is you can use inversions and sus chords with slash chords. So it can get a little bit confusing. I'm going to go over it, but just keep in mind if it's a little bit too challenging, just always go back to your root chords. And if you see a slash chord, you don't need to change an inversion or add a sus chord when you're doing slash chords. Just keep it simple. And then once you can play it simply, then you can add some inversions or add some sus chords to make it sound a little bit better. So keep it simple and then build once you get comfortable with what you already know. And so now I just want to go over a couple songs, and I want to take everything that we've learned so far. So chords, inversions, sus chords, combining all those with slash chords and mixing them all around and figuring how we can play some songs. All right, so the first song we're going to do is Goodness of God, and we're going to do that in the key of C. So the intro starts off like this. And you can see I'm actually, my F chord, I'm playing an F sus2, and I'm playing the octave of that C note. And just when it walks up, you kind of roll into it, and it sounds good. So 1, 2 minor, 1/3. Again, here's your one chord, 1, 2, 3. That's your bass note, and then your 4 sus2. And then it goes to the verse. I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. And it walks down 5/7. All my days, that's a 1/6. I've been held in your hand. 5 sus4, and then you resolve it. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness, resolve it, of God. And then it walks up. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so good. That's my 5 sus4. And that time I'm playing the 3 note in there. So here's my 5, here's my sus4. I'm going to keep the 3, and I'm going to bring my D down an octave. And then this is a cool chord. It's a 1/4. So it sounds really nice. And I'm just kind of walking up. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. And then the bridge. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. So that's how you can see slash chords. You can throw in some sus chords, some different inversions, and you can make the song sound really amazing. So the next I want to do is What a Beautiful Name, and we're going to do that one in the key of A, and it goes right to the verse. You were the Word at the beginning, one with God the Lord Most High. Here's my sus4, and you can resolve it. Your hidden glory in creation, now revealed in you are Christ. What a beautiful name it is. What a beautiful name it is. Here's my sus4. The name of Jesus Christ, my King. What a beautiful name it is. Nothing compares to this. What a beautiful name it is. The name of Jesus. You hit that sus2 right there. Kind of bounce back and forth, back into the verse. So, but you get an idea of how you can change things around. So the next one I want to do is Here I Am to Worship. We'll do that in the key of E. So it goes like this. Light of the world, you step down into darkness. So that's a really cool chord. So it's your 1, your 5 sus4. I'm hitting the 3 with the 4, and then it's an A sus2 over an F sharp. So it's kind of a cool, interesting chord. Light of the world, you step down into darkness. Open my eyes, let me see. That's an A sus2, I'm hitting the 3rd together with it. Beauty that made this heart adore you. Hope of a life spent with you. To the chorus. Here I am to worship. Here I am to bow down. Here I am to say. That's a 1 over 3. You're my God. You're altogether lovely. Altogether worthy. Altogether wonderful to me. And it goes to the bridge. I'll never know how much it costs to see my sin upon that cross. I'll never know how much it costs to see my sin upon that cross. And then here's a cool thing. It's the chords change up. And so it's a 5 over 7. So I'll never know. And your inversions change too. So if you can hear kind of the difference. And then you bring it up an inversion. So playing inversions a little bit higher will give the song a lift. So that's a good kind of a technique to use, is if you want to build, if the song's building, just maybe jump up an inversion or 2 and it'll give that song a lift. So I'll never know how much it costs. So I'm doing an A sus2. So here's my A. Bring it up an inversion, and then you hit the 2. To see my sin upon that cross, I'll never know how much it costs to see my sin upon So I'm kind of getting an idea of how we do that. The last song I want to do is Lord, I Need You, and we're going to do this in the key of C. This has a lot of slash chords, so it's not very often you'll see a chord that's this complicated, but I wanted to show you just so you can get an idea of how all these different slash chords can come together. So we'll do this song in the key of C. Lord, I come, I confess. So that's a 4/1. And it walks down 5/7, bowing here to 1/6. A 5 sus4, I find my rest. Without you, I fall apart. You're the one, resolve it, that guides my heart. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. So here I'm doing before I did a 5/7, now I'm doing a 5 sus4/7. So it gives it a little different feel from 1 or. So it just adds a little something extra to it, adding that sus4 to it. So back to the chorus. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. 1/6. Every hour. This is a cool chord. It's a 1/5. I need to the 5. You. And it's a 5/4 because it's walking down. My 1. So 1/3. Defense. 2 minor over 4. So here's your 2 minor. And we're doing the second inversion over 4 bass. My righteousness, oh God, how I need you. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to slow it down. So, Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. 5 sus4/7, 1/6. Every hour, it's 4 sus2, and then 1/5. Need you, my 1 defense. My righteousness, oh God, how I need you. So again, you can see how using inversions will help build the song. 2 minor over 4, 5 or a 1/5, 4/6, 1/5, 5 sus4. So I'll play it one more time. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour, I need you. My 1 defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. So again, if the way I'm playing it is too difficult, just go back to the basics. Play your root chords. If you see a slash chord, you can throw that in there too. Get comfortable with your root chords. Practice working in your inversions with it. Practice working in your sus chords and the inversions together. And just knowing all of this and being able to put it all together is going to make you an amazing piano player. So the next lesson I think will help because I'm going to show you 4 different chord progressions. They'll start off easy and they'll get a little bit more advanced, but these chord progressions is going to maybe make things a little bit easier for you when you're playing songs. So I hope that helps you, and then I'll see you in the next and final lesson.